Hey there! Welcome back to the channel. This is Life Skills Ashram, where we explore tips and tricks to level up your life. Today, we're diving into something we all face: daily decision-making. Whether it's choosing what to eat for lunch or making a career-changing choice, decisions can be tough, but they don't have to be overwhelming. You know, we make thousands of decisions every single day. Many are small and inconsequential, while others have the potential to chart the course of our lives. It's these big decisions where fear and doubt can creep in and leave us feeling paralyzed. But here's the thing: you already have within you the power to make clear, confident choices that move you forward. Stick around, because in the next 9 minutes we're going to cover practical decision-making, how to make better choices quickly. Let's get started. Alright, let's dive right in. The first step to making any decision, big or small, is understanding what you're trying to achieve. What's the end game? Now you might be thinking, duh, Ashram, that's obvious. But trust me on this one. You'd be surprised how often we jump into making choices without a clear picture of what we want the outcome to be. Before you even consider your options, take a moment to really define your goal. Ask yourself, what do I want out of this decision? Let's say you're trying to decide between 2 job offers. Is your priority a higher salary? Are you looking for better work-life balance? Or is it the opportunity for growth and learning that truly excites you? Once you've identified your main goal, write it down. Putting it on paper makes it real and keeps you focused as you move through the rest of the steps. Remember, clarity is key. When you know exactly what you want, the path to getting there becomes infinitely easier to navigate. Okay, so you've got your goal clearly defined. Now let's talk about those big life-altering decisions that can leave you feeling like a deer in headlights. You know the ones I'm talking about, those crossroads moments where the stakes feel high and the pressure is on. The key here is to avoid getting overwhelmed. How do we do that? We break it down. Instead of staring down the enormity of the entire decision, break it into smaller, more manageable chunks. Imagine this. You're thinking about taking the plunge and moving to a new city. Exciting, right? But also kind of terrifying. Instead of letting the sheer magnitude of it all freeze you in your tracks, start by asking smaller, more specific questions. What kind of city aligns with your goals and lifestyle? What's your budget for housing and living expenses? What steps do you need to take to find a job in your field before you make the move? By tackling one piece of the puzzle at a time, you reduce the stress and create a clear roadmap for making that big decision a reality. Now, let's talk about efficiency, because who wants to waste time agonizing over every little detail? Not me, and I'm guessing not you either. That's where the 80-20th rule comes in. You might know it as the Pareto principle, and it's a game changer when it comes to making decisions effectively. Here's the gist. 80% of your results will come from just 20% of your efforts. In other words, focus on the vital few factors that will have the most significant impact, and don't sweat the small stuff. Let's say you're buying a new car. What are the most crucial factors to consider? Reliability and price are probably high on your list. Those are your 20% that will influence 80% of your satisfaction with the car in the long run. Sure, the color is nice, but is it as critical as a safe and reliable vehicle that fits your budget? Probably not. By identifying and prioritizing those essential 20% factors in any decision, you can streamline the process and avoid getting bogged down in unnecessary details. Chapter 4. Limit your options. This next tip might sound counterintuitive, but trust me on this one. Sometimes having too many choices can be the enemy of making a good decision. It's called the paradox of choice, and it's a real thing. Think about it. Have you ever stood in front of a wall of cereal at the grocery store, completely paralyzed by the sheer number of options? Or spent hours scrolling through Netflix, unable to decide what to watch? It happens to the best of us. The solution? Limit your options. I'm not saying you should jump at the first decent choice that presents itself, but instead of trying to weigh a million possibilities, narrow it down to 2 or 3 strong contenders. This does wonders for your clarity and helps prevent that dreaded analysis paralysis. Chapter 5. Use a decision framework. Alright, let's get a little more strategic, shall we? When I'm facing a particularly complex decision, I like to turn to a decision framework. These tools help you organize your thoughts, weigh your options, and ultimately make a choice that aligns with your goals. One of my all-time favorites is the Eisenhower Matrix. It's incredibly simple but crazy effective. Here's how it works. You take a sheet of paper and divide it into 4 quadrants. Each quadrant represents a different level of urgency and importance. You've got your urgent and important tasks, which need immediate attention. Then there's not urgent but important. These are things you need to schedule and plan for. Urgent but not important tasks are often distractions best delegated to others if possible. And finally, neither urgent nor important. These are things that are probably best left off your to-do list altogether. By categorizing your options this way, you can prioritize effectively and focus your energy where it matters most. Chapter 6. Trust your instincts but be smart. We've talked a lot about logic and strategy, but let's not forget the power of intuition. Your gut feeling, that inner voice, it's there for a reason. Sometimes it's trying to tell you something important and it's worth paying attention to. Now, I'm not saying you should base every decision solely on a whim, but if you've done your due diligence, weighed the pros and cons, and something still feels off, it's okay to trust your instincts. Here's the key. Intuition works best when combined with logic. Think of it as a dynamic duo working in perfect harmony. You gather the facts, analyze the data, and then check in with your gut. Does it align with the logical choice? If so, you're good to go. If not, it might be a sign to dig a little deeper. Chapter 7. Set a time limit. Let's face it, we could spend an eternity analyzing, pondering, and second-guessing ourselves. But here's a secret. Decisions often expand to fill the time you allow them. That's why it's crucial to set a time limit. By giving yourself a deadline, you inject a sense of urgency and focus into the decision-making process. This prevents you from getting lost in the weeds of endless deliberation. For smaller decisions, try the 5-minute rule. Set a timer and force yourself to make a choice before it goes off. For bigger, more complex decisions, give yourself a reasonable but firm timeline. Mark it on your calendar and stick to it. You'll be amazed at how much faster and more efficiently you can make decisions when you're working against the clock. Chapter 8. Learn from your decisions. Here's the thing about decisions, my friend. They're not a one-and-done deal. Every choice you make, big or small, is an opportunity to learn and grow. Think of it like this. Each decision is an experiment. Some experiments yield amazing results, while others, well, not so much. The key is to view those failures not as setbacks, but as valuable feedback. After each decision, take some time to reflect. What worked well? What could you have done differently? Were there any blind spots in your thinking? By analyzing your past decisions, you start to recognize patterns, identify your strengths and weaknesses, and ultimately make better choices in the future. Remember, my friend, no decision is ever 100% perfect, and that's okay. It's all part of the journey. Outro until next time. So, there you have it. 8 practical steps to make better decisions quickly. Remember, life is too short to be stuck in a perpetual state of indecision. You have the power to choose your path, and with these tools, you can do it with confidence and clarity. Next time you're facing a tough choice, don't panic. Take a deep breath, remember these tips, and take action. Each decision, big or small, is a step forward, a chance to learn, and an opportunity to create the life you truly desire. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more life-changing content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.